Asia are just opening for their day. Let's get to Emily Tan in CNBC's Hong Kong newsroom with an early read. Emily.
Brian, good to see you. And we have Asian markets trading now for about close to 20 minutes for Friday trade. And we're playing catch up in Japan after being shut for most of this week. We're looking at the Nikkei, and it is traded down 0.5%. So relatively unscathed compared to what we saw in the U.S. overnight. This is the first chance to react to the Fed rate hike, with the Fed BOJ monetary policy divergence hurting the JPY. The yen trading north of 130. Some inflation data out in the last hour showing Tokyo area April CPI up 2.5% year over year. Core CPI up 1.9%. Those numbers at 7-year highs. Looking over at Korean markets, also coming back from a holiday yesterday, the Kospi is traded down. We're off about 1.25%. The Korean won taking a hit against the dollar in a flight to safety. Korean Air posting record operating profit in Q1 on increased cargo deals. Profit surging more than 500% to $429 million. That's compared to a loss in the year ago. The airline focused on cargo contracts transporting high-end products like semiconductors, batteries, and COVID-19 kits, which helped prop up the earnings. Chinese and Hong Kong markets join the trading day in the next hour. That's a look at Asia. Back to you now.
Good evening. 9:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm T-Speak at 222 with Dogecoin and you. I want to thank everybody who actually tuned into the class/episode 109 on Twitch. About 25 to 30 average people there, which is about normal. That's good. We got a few new followers. Just another way to expand and give you guys the information. So I want to touch on real quick Ethereum. If we break out of this ascending triangle, which we're very close to right now, it's going to be a big problem. Like, there's a reason why I came on. I showed you the Asian markets. They started off down as they start reacting to the U.S. What happened? So that's not a good sign for us over here. If you're looking for some relief, the U.S. futures is down right now, like a 0.25% right now. The Asian markets are off by better than 2.5%. So we really need to pay attention, guys. It's getting into a critical spot, and if this turns into a bearish engulfing candle, look out below, because the next move is likely going to be down here. We can show you what we have to break to stop this downtrend. Much like when you have an uptrend, on a downtrend, it's the same thing. We're going to have to break this pattern right here. So we need to break that downtrending resistance line. It's just that simple, because we're in a falling channel. That is pretty much, maybe not a falling channel, but we've formed something like this now, and you guys will see what I mean. It's more like this, because the 2 points of contact are about right there. So if you break that support line right there, and look how perfectly X marks the spot too. So if we break this support, we're coming way down, and that's a better than 300 to 400 point drop on Ethereum. And ladies and gentlemen, when we're talking, like, sometimes I joke around and not. This isn't the time to joke around. This is the time to be dead serious, pay attention, and I'm laser focused, because I didn't want anybody losing money, and right now nobody has, as far as I know. Unless you're like a longer holder and you're just buying at every spot. But we've been talking about this for a reason. Right now on Litecoin, this is that emergency warning that I gave before. I said if we ever break this part and show a daily bearish engulfing candle, which right now we're not, but if it breaks that 94.79 and ultimately 94.23, we've got one layer of support right here at about 91.57. Other than that, we would come down here to 83.75 roughly. That's a pretty big drop in my estimations. And honestly, I don't really know anybody who'd want to get stuck in that shit. I don't. ADA, Cardano. Cardano got rejected by the 20-day and the daily. I'm staying in the daily time frame right now, just so you guys can see that we've been rejected on the 20-day. So right now, if we don't want these to be bearish engulfing, but $77 or 77.818 roughly, if it breaks that, look out below. Well, I mean, you still have 76, but If we break 71.27, that's the lookout below to 49.8. So if anytime you see that break, you have your one spot of resistance. If you see 75 cents, and especially 70, yeah, if 70 cents breaks, you're dropping some 20% and almost instantaneously. Shiba, we've got, this is a short-term pattern, which there was no point to even drop it. I was trying to show everybody like a short-term thesis, but I guess there is a point. Because if we can break outside of this, we could break to the top side and at least retest up here. But anything short of that, we're just coming down. And this looks like it's building an M, and it's going to pull us down to here to about 1947. And if you're in a short position, as long as we stay on the bottom side of the 30-minute and the 20-day at 2029, 2040, and ultimately stay below this 2076 area, the short's looking fantastic. It's just you got to be aware of a quick reversal, because that is what happens in this market, and it happens on a drop of a dime. And then Matic, we completed a bearish divergence in the 30-minute, which means in the higher time frames we're likely starting them. Actually, Matic in this time frame hasn't even started to pull up yet. So we pulled through in every time frame. The 1 hour just completed not too long ago. 45. What about the weekly? Oof. Ugh. Okay, guys, pay attention to this. This could be some breaking news forming here on Matic. We're about to have a bearish cross on the weekly. That would be very, very bearish. And then Doge. We've talked a lot about Doge. Doge on the bottom side of a very key symmetrical triangle, a short-term symmetrical triangle, but we didn't want to fall to the bottom side of that, especially start a bearish continuation. We came back up, broke over fake out, and now if we use this and we end up having a bearish engulfing, look at 12.512. If we break that, then you got 12.3 and 12.247. If you break 12.247, first of all, if this turns into a bearish engulfing, your X marks the spot is down here at about 9910. Don't say I didn't warn you. Make sure to hit that like button.